Good morning. Happy Tuesday, guys. You know, it's crazy, it's surreal, it's just unbelievable that February of 2019, I was put on administrative leave without pay from the position I had served at Acadia Parish School Board as technology supervisor. And it's crazy because I kind of saw it coming. So I wouldn't say I was devastated, and actually I wasn't even upset or disappointed, I guess. It's so crazy because because I saw it coming, saw the writing on the wall. It didn't come as a surprise. But you know, when you've served a job for 20 and a half years, and then the person that's in charge doesn't see value in what you bring to the table, that's a slap in the face. And for me, I was 43 years old at the time, and I had never thought about doing anything else except for being in education. When I became a teacher, when I got my degree in education, I knew I was going to move up the ranks. I knew I wasn't going to stay a teacher because that's just not my personality. I love a challenge. I love to learn new things. I love to be in charge. I love all those things. And so I knew that I was never going to stay in the same position, but I always believed that it would always have something to do in education, whether it was going to end up being the supervisor or end up being working at the State Department in education, in that field, right? And I just kind of always thought, I had blinders on, that it was going to be in education. And then so the day that happened, and the current superintendent, who has now since resigned, of course, but came into my office and basically said, for all these frivolous, silly little reasons, because he was just looking for a reason to get rid of me, it was only a matter of time. You're being put on administrative leave without pay. And I remember thinking, listen, you just did me the biggest favor, because I don't know if I ever had the guts to retire early or resign early. You did me the biggest favor ever. And as you know, that happened on a Wednesday. That happened on a Friday afternoon, I do believe. The Monday, I went in and retired, and I had 20 and a half years, and I was able to retire with full insurance, thank the good Lord, and signed up the following Monday for the 2-week in-person real estate school, because I didn't know what else I was going to do, and I had no idea anything, literally nothing about real estate. Literally absolutely nothing. I wasn't one of those people that went online and looked at houses. I don't know that I had ever even heard of Zillow. And this was in 2019. This was just yesterday. Had no idea what real estate really was. But a couple of different friends, including my best friend, had said to me a couple of times, Darla, you'd be great at real estate. I didn't believe it. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't want to do it, but I had no other option. And so the following Monday, I signed up for real estate school. It was 2 weeks, 2-week class. And I remember telling my husband, I do not know why I'm doing this. I don't know if I'm going to like it, but I will know within the first couple of days if it's something that I should be doing. And literally the first hour of the class, when the teacher started speaking, I knew I was in the right place. I just knew it. There was something that told me this is where you need to be, and the rest is history. And it didn't start easy. I tell you what, the very first thing I did when I closed my first deal was I put a billboard up on the interstate so that son of a bitch and superintendent and all the other people in the school system who didn't believe in me would see that billboard on that interstate every single day. And I didn't have a penny to buy it with because I was so deep in debt, because in real estate you have all these fees, all these just all this stuff that you have to pay for. My first year in real estate I netted negative $2,000, negative $2,000, but I guarantee you, started with one billboard, and then there were 2, and then there were 3, and then there were 5, and I still wasn't in the positive. I was in the red for a very, very, very long time, and I had a point to prove. And my point was this, that no one determines my success. No one was ever going to determine if I was a failure or if I was successful. And I'm sure the story going around when I was put on administrative leave without pay, God only knows what the story was. I don't even care what the story was. But the fact of the matter was that people were saying that after 20 years, Darla had been fired from Acadian Parish School Board. And so I could have chose to crawl up in a hole in a ball somewhere and just, oh, poor, pitiful, woe is me. That has never been my personality. It never will be. And I've always believed no one determines your success or your failure except you. The only person's opinion that matters if you're a failure or a success is you. You get to determine what's successful in your eyes. So for me, at the very beginning, I had a point to prove. And my point was that you are not going to squish me down. You are not going to determine if I'm successful or a failure. You do not get to any longer have any say-so over my life anymore. And as a realtor, the greatest part about that was that I had no boss. I had no one that can say, hey, that email's not okay, don't send it again. Or somebody that could say, you're not invited to this meeting, or you're not this, or you're not that, or you must call me Mr. So-and-so. Listen, life is too short. And so I quickly realized the thing I love the most about real estate is that I had no boss. Yes, we have guidelines we have to follow. We have Louisiana law we have to follow. We have all those things, but I'm my own self-boss. I decide if I'm going to go to work today. I decide what I'm going to do. No one is telling me I must report to an office. No one is telling me I can't do this or I can't do that or I can't do that. And that has been the greatest absolute success. The next part has been that I have had the opportunity to help my community in so many ways that I never in a million years dreamed possible, and I wouldn't have had the opportunity at the school board office. I was making, the amount of money I was making was enough every month to pay my bills, and we were in debt up to our asses, and it was enough basically to live and survive, and there wasn't much for anything else. So, my point is this: when you have had enough, because there will come a point where if you're not happy where you are, you have just had enough, and you get to determine the rest of your life, right? So I'm 49, I'm hoping to live to at least 120. I'm still going to be selling real estate because I absolutely love and breathe it. But what I love the most about it is not the money at all. It's not the money. It's having the freedom to decide for me what success looks like. And for me, success looks like this: how many people can I serve on a daily basis? How many people can I help fulfill their goals, their desires, their dreams, help them solve a problem? So many people are going through awful times right now. So many people are selling houses because they're getting a divorce, or because their parents have died, or because they've gotten a job transfer, all the things. A lot of times, people are selling not because they choose to or they want to, but because they have to. And that's sad. And so I'm there to help encourage them, to help support them, to help them make the most amount of money humanly possible that they can as a seller. And as a buyer, a lot of times buyers really have no idea how to get started, what to do. And sadly, there are lots of realtors in this business for the wrong reason. And the wrong reason is being in the business to make as much money as you possibly can, or being in the business for all these accolades and all these awards. You know, who cares? Who really cares? You can't take the awards with you when you go. You can't take the money with you when you go, right? But what's going to live on with you when you die is your legacy. So how many people have you been able to help over the course of your life? And for me, that's what success is. How many people have I been able to make a positive difference in the lives of, right? So I'm 49. I'm hoping to live to well over 100. That means I only have about 51, 55 years left on this earth, and that is not a long time. And I feel like a lot of the 49 years I wasted. A lot of the 49 years I was just in the grind, getting through the day, survival mode. How much money can I make this month? And it was really just a rat race. Absolutely just a rat race. In the end, for me, my most important The most important thing for me is that my boys are so proud to say, that was my mom. That was my mom. And while she was here on this earth, she made a huge difference and a positive difference in the lives of people. Listen, I'm bossy, and sometimes I'm hard to live with. I know that. And I am out there, and I am opinionated, and I'm all the things. But listen, none of us are perfect. We've all made mistakes. We've all said things and done things that we regret, right? But in the end, what really, really, really will matter is how many people's lives were we able to change over the course of our life. God put us on this planet to be everything He designed us to be, and not to just settle. Not to just settle. And not to just survive. So many people are out there just working until they retire. And then how many people do you hear finally get to retirement and they get sick and they die? That's awful. That is absolutely awful. That is not what I want to do. That is absolutely not what I want to do. So when I retired from the school board office, I resigned, but my intention was never to just kick back and relax. Life is so short. We get one, right? We absolutely get one life. But if we do it right, one is enough. One is all we need if we do it right. So what is right? You get to determine what is right. For me, success is how many people's lives can I positively encourage in any given day? How many people can I help? How many people's goals can I help meet? All those things. And so failure, for me, is not an option. Failure is not an option. I don't care. No, for me, no just means not right now. No only means not right now. I don't like when somebody gives me a maybe, but I'm fine with a no, because a no just means it's not the right time. And it's going to happen sooner or later, right? So don't be afraid of no. In fact, go for the no, because at least you have an answer. Because a no can always turn into a yes. So failure is, to me, something that I'm looking forward to. Because if I'm not failing, it means I'm not challenging myself, I'm not trying, I'm not doing more. So I say I embrace failure. Absolutely embrace failure every single day. Because if I'm failing, it means I've given it my all, I have tried, and I'm going to do it better next time. Right? That's all that means. Success for me is how many people can I positively impact in any given day. So, if you want to be part of my story, whether you want to be a buyer, you want to be a seller, you just have questions about real estate, you just have questions about life, I'd love to have a conversation with you. Remember, nothing worth having ever came easy. Nothing. If it's easy, it's not a challenge. If it's easy, it's just there. If it's easy, I'm just not about easy. I love hard. I love a challenge. I love a problem. Bring it on. Y'all have a great day.